What's up, guys? Welcome to another harmonica review. This one's a little different. It's not just a type of diatonic harmonica, but it's a whole different type, which is the Trochilus, JDR Trochilus, which is sent by my Australian friend Tog, who also sent me some cool Australian dollars from, I think he said like 65 is when they were discontinued. So thank you, Tog, for sending me this harmonica in those dollar coins. That's pretty cool. But I've been messing with this thing a little bit, and I honestly would have never got one, I think, on my own, just because one thing I love so much about the diatonic harmonica is just how, first of all, how small it is. This is a Kongxing. I'm with Kongxing. I actually don't know the exact name of this harmonica that I have. They sent it to me. It's a Chinese exclusive one, but it's the same shape as like the Route 66 ones that they have. But I really liked the color wave they had, and it says "Take me everywhere in your pocket." And then I grabbed the bottom of a black Route 66, and I painted those things blue and pink. But that's just my pocket harp. But yeah, what I like so much about diatonics is the fact that they're so small, and that you could play notes that aren't supposed to be on the harmonica. So harmonicas weren't made to bend and overblow. They weren't meant for those notes. They were just meant for the notes that you just blow in and out of. Which means you technically only get the major scale in that second middle octave. But yeah, that means you can't, like, what I like so much is that you're doing these different things inside your mouth to achieve these hidden notes, basically. And every single overblow, every single bend is just a little bit different. And that's something I like so much about the diatonic harmonica, is that you can make so much out of something that wasn't supposed to be anything. But with that comes the Trochilus, where you press in a button which can basically help you skip all the bends and all the overblows, especially in this tuning, which isn't normal Richter tuning like a normal diatonic harmonica. This is patty tuning, which basically only changes one note, I believe. It changes the three blow. If you're familiar with the diatonic, the two draw and three blow are the same notes. Right? But on here, what this does is it makes that three blow into the three draw whole step bend. So it changes from three whole being G, which is the two draw note. It changes that G into an A, which is the three draw whole step note. So wait, the big holes throw me off still. They're a bit bigger than a normal diatonic, but it's not that much bigger, which I like. Now, honestly, it may fit a little bit better in my hands because I have bigger hands, so it may fit a little bit better, honestly. But I like the small instrument as long as my finger. But so it's. Now, one thing you notice right there is that I'm playing the same note, but the timbre is different. And that's, I think, the biggest gain you can get out of this is timbre. If you don't want the sound of an overblow or bend, but you want a harmonica that's in Richter tuning or patty tuning. So this comes in, I believe, it comes in Richter tuning, I think, which is the blue one. And then it has this red one, which is Patty. And I forget the other color, but I'm pretty sure that's just chromatic tuning. If I'm right, I really don't know that much. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Patty tuning, maybe just because I'm so used to the maybe because I'm just so used to the Richter, but also like the tongue splits, you can't get that 6/3. So you don't get that beautiful 6/3. Even though mine's super out of tune, as you can hear, warble, whatever that sound is. I could fix that later. But yeah, the biggest thing I feel like you get out of this is you could do, so it's cool because you could play chromatic on this. Let me think of, now you see my mouth moves when I'm doing those bends and overblows. But instead of your mouth doing the work now, it's more so just your finger. Yeah, so you can play a whole chromatic scale on this thing with just the button itself. But I think like you could still get some bends. And so I feel like that's where the use comes in, is where I'm doing that six overblow, which is the B flat note. But instead of me doing the overblow, I can. So like, yeah, so when you have the button in, you could bend down on those overblows. But when you're overblowing, you could bend the notes up. If I'm thinking of that the correct way. Because here I'm playing E flat. Yeah, so with the button in, I'm playing E flat, and then I'm bending it down. So I'm going from 4 draw with the button in to 4 draw, bend down. So I'm going from E flat, and then I'm bending it down to D, and then I'm bending it down to D flat, if that makes sense. So instead of me doing 4 overblow, 4 draw, and then 4 bend, I'm doing button in, bend, and then button off, bend. Oh, that's trippy. Like, it's pretty trippy to think about. Trying to do that. But I think one thing that I like about this is the fact that you can get the quick overblows without your timbre or your pitch being off that much. So like you're doing this like this is the Yngwie Malmsteen lick. It's kind of a melody he does in this song called Ship of Fools, where he's doing these pedal point licks going down this minor scale. And when I'm playing in third position, which is D minor on a C harmonica, it would be 4 draw, 5 blow, 5 draw, 6 blow, 6 draw, 6 overblow, 7 blow, 8 draw. Or I guess I should overblow. All right, I'm back. I had to sneeze. But yeah, so the overblow. No, I haven't even set up this harmonica. I haven't even opened it up. But like on my normal, just everyday harp. I could get away with playing that 6 overblow still super fast. So that's not a problem doing it like that when I'm doing the scale runs. I'm sure if I set this up, I'd be able to do that. One thing too is I can't really spin it as good. I like the weight though, it's a little bit heavier, but I can't do those fun, consistent spins, you know. But ha. Let's see how that sounds. Nice, my pitch is pretty good, which makes me a little bit happy. But so I got sidetracked, but like scale runs and stuff, it's the same until I get into the harmonic minor, which is using that 7 overdraw too, which gets pretty tough because it's the 6 overblow then 7 overdraw, which is a hard back-to-back notes. But what I was thinking is pretty cool with this is doing that pedal point. Let me play that again. Now there, I did the 4-draw bend as in the button, which is me playing 4-blow, 4-blow with the button in. Now you need to understand the harmonica and the notes, the note layout pretty well because it could be kind of confusing because you're playing the same note. You're playing C sharp or D flat when you're doing a 4-draw bend on this. Oh, there it is. There I'm drawing in and bending. But here I'm blowing in. I'm blowing with the button in. And this is draw. But what I was doing there, I was using that, at one point, that 6 overblow, that B flat, or the 6 draw with the button in, becomes that pedal point, which can be pretty hard pedal pointing an overblow note. Or like in Megadeth's Last Rites. You get the idea. So like when I'm doing it on here, it gets a little bit harder. Overblow. Gosh, it's throwing me off trying to switch in between both. See, it's a little bit cleaner. when you're playing it slow enough, it's not that bad. But it's when you speed it up, that's when it could get tough to do that. It's harder to disguise that 6 overblow. When I'm just doing like scale runs, it's easier to disguise it. But with this, it makes it a lot nicer, which is pretty cool. And then another thing is that harmonic minor scale. So I'd be having to do 4 draw, 5 blow, 5 draw, 6 blow, 6 draw, 6 overblow, 7 overdraw, 8 draw on a normal harmonica. I think it's pretty cool. The way I'm able to transfer it so easily from this to this is because it's the same in the middle octave with the button in. Because this basically, what this does is the same thing that a chromatic harmonica does. It's just built onto a diatonic harmonica. The hard thing too, I guess I could do it like that, so I could still. Chromatic players, they hold the harmonica so weird. They hold the harmonica like that. I feel like it looks a bit goofy, but I'm not a chromatic player, so. But yeah, I mean, I feel like that's me highlighting basically all the cool things. It's basically just it's if a chromatic harmonica and a diatonic had a kid, basically. And yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I like the weight to it. It's cool that it has a button. The shape of it is cool too. I don't know why it does this thing. Maybe just for stylish points. Is your finger supposed to? I don't know. The thing that throws me off the most is that it's just in paddy tuning. That's the hard part for me. It's hard to like think of the stuff that I normally do, like just like going through a chord progression. Like you could even skip that 2-draw bend. And it's in tune. And it's in it's in tune. Which my 2-draw probably never is. There it is. But I'm usually, especially in second position. But maybe when I'm like arpeggiating. Let's see. Kinda. You know, it's never going to be perfect, but it's good to get as close as possible. But, yeah, what else can I say about this thing? I like the weight, but it's front heavy too. One thing that, the worst thing probably about this is that, the mouth covers. Now, I know you need the mouth covers, of course. Um, I've seen Brendan Power have a harmonica where it wasn't a button, but the mouthpiece itself was the slider, and you'd push it in, and it actually moved the whole base of the harmonica, if that makes sense. And I thought that was pretty cool. But this feels like a Brendan Power invention, kind of. But this isn't nothing new. The XB40, I believe. There's some real good harmonica people that know what they're talking about, more than me. I don't know too much about the harmonica. I just play the thing. But this is a good mix of chromatic and diatonic. I just don't know who the target audience is for. It could be honestly for people like me who likes to spam the overblows. I haven't messed with this. That's why I can't get that overdraw that good. But yeah, that's the harmonica, the Trochilus JDR. Let me know what you guys think of this. Let me know if you have one and if you would get one or what your thoughts are. You have to be pretty knowledgeable for what you're doing, trying to translate. If you play chromatic already, it'll be kind of, and you know the layout of a diatonic, it'll be easy for you to tell. But besides that, I think it's a decent harmonica. It's nothing I think I would play just because I love the idea of bending. Maybe I just like the challenge. I don't know. But yep, that's the video. Trochilus, which is a mix of diatonic and chromatic. Hope you guys enjoyed this little review and have a good day. Peace.